Good afternoon, everyone. On behalf of Apparel Export Promotion Council, I, Dr. Saurabh Kumar, General Manager, welcome you all to this webinar. Today, we have with us Mr. Kuvar Venkatesh, who is Northern India in charge of Hohenstein. Hohenstein is one of the premier agency in certification standards and related things. Today's webinar is on OEKO-TEX standards and its importance for apparel export industry. We all know that these days European buyers, brands, and European government in general have started asking suppliers, exporters for complete traceability as well as complete supply chain. And more emphasis is going on sustainability, recyclability, traceability, etc. And in the coming years, these standards will become almost mandatory for all the apparel exporters. So it is very important to understand the importance of these standards as well as certification, as well as how Indian apparel exporters can get these, what are the different cost structures, what are the processes. So on these things, Mr. Kumar Venkatesh will shed light on this. So I hand over to Kumar Venkatesh ji. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Saurabh. Hello, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Kumar Venkateshwar Singh, and I'll just share my screen so that we can see. Yeah, can you see my screen? Okay, perfect. So good afternoon again, everyone. I'm Kumar Venkateshwar Singh from Hohenstein, and on behalf of Hohenstein in association with AEPC, we are conducting this webinar to discuss importance of OEKO-TEX standards in promoting sustainability in the textile value chain and how we can support to achieve sustainability goals of textile industry. And where we have, as Dr. Saurabh already mentioned, we have demands from buyers from Europe, US, and every other country who are asking for certifications, and how these certifications, especially OEKO-TEX, helps to achieve your sustainability goals along with the sustainability goals of the brand, and how can we achieve them, and how can we survive in this competitive market. So before going forward, I just would like to do a short video about Hohenstein, what kind of services we provide, and how do we support our textile industry.
Every day, 8 billion people around the world have one thing in common. They're all in close contact with textiles. Hohenstein Global Services ensure that all textiles reach the market quickly and safely. Whether testing in our labs in Hong Kong, Bangladesh, India, or Germany, you can depend on consistently high quality standards. With customized testing plans that consider the user in real-life situations, your customers will feel comfortable with the results. Prove your product claims with performance tests. Our testing for legal compliance and quality requirements is based on decades of experience. Protect people and the environment with the OEKO-TEX Stewardship Program. Benefit from our guidance, from innovative product development through to consumer protection. Take advantage of our unique combination of extensive practical research and advanced technology, supported by the diverse expertise of our dedicated employees. Hohenstein brings you the future today. We maintain high-quality standards worldwide. We reflect on current procedures. We provide answers. We make ourselves accountable. Hohenstein, textile expertise to the point.
So as mentioned, the kind of services we provide, actually Hohenstein started in 1946, just after the Second World War in Germany. And till now, like in past 75 years, we have provided services to the textile industry throughout the world. The customers which we have in US, Europe, and in Asian countries. And actually, we provide testing services to the textile industry along with the research and development about all kind of textile developments. As well as we are basically a accredited third party laboratory where we provide testing services as far as the buyers are concerned. We provide them all kind of solutions to their quality system which they have. As we know, UN has already set 17 sustainable development goals, and out of which these 7 are completely integrated with OEKO-TEX, that we will discuss one by one, because OEKO-TEX has got number of certifications under its umbrella. And actually, OEKO-TEX started in 1992, whereas before 1992 there was not any particular standard which basically ensures that textile products are safe to use and free from harmful chemicals. So OEKO-TEX basically working way before United Nations started this 17 sustainable development goals. So we have already planned it before United Nations decided to go for these 17 development goals. So I just would like to show you how OEKO-TEX is aligned with textile and leather industry, and how OEKO-TEX support basically sustainability in the textile industry. This is just a short video of OEKO-TEX just to understand how OEKO-TEX support basically sustainability in the textile value chain.
We are responsible for our planet, for one another. Every single decision we make has an impact.
We're still in the moonlight, it's something sweet. Let it wash over all of me.
OEKO-TEX is shaping the textile and leather industry, enabling partners and consumers to make trustworthy choices, to experience a traceable product journey, to protect natural resources, to ensure higher and safer standards.
Throwing open all the curtains wide. Not gonna miss a thing.
We are doing this with your health in mind, and to make it easier for you to take responsible action.
Not gonna miss a thing. Nothing's promised to you in this life.
Together, we have the power to impact the world for the better. OEKO-TEX, driven by sustainability, grounded in proven science.
So as I mentioned, OEKO-TEX started in 1992, and Hohenstein has been the founding member of this OEKO-TEX certification. OEKO-TEX certification body is basically an independent research and testing institute which basically tests the product and then certify it. So till now, the journey of these 30 years of OEKO-TEX has been wonderful. Now we have our offices, like 100 offices worldwide and more than 60 countries. The test which we do in OEKO-TEX certification, these tests are, and these test methods are being developed by the OEKO-TEX institutes, and the limit value is also being decided by these OEKO-TEX institutes. So this is basically done by the independent test institutes of OEKO-TEX. So as I said, this journey of 30 years, now we have reached OEKO-TEX certificates more than 43,000 worldwide. So we have a lot of customers who have trust in OEKO-TEX, which shows in these numbers. In a survey, it is being found that 92% of the manufacturers and 73% of the consumers, they basically believe that product safety has become a priority now. and it is becoming more and more important day by day. The products which are being manufactured by the manufacturers, they believe that these products should be safe for the consumers, and the consumers who buy these products, they always believe that these products should be made in these conditions, that the product is safe to use for the consumers, and also they feel that the manufacturers are taking all the they are taking care of all the harmful chemicals, and they are having good practices, that they feel that the product which they are using are safe for the people and for the environment. So when we say the product safety is becoming more important, then OEKO-TEX standard is basically the most prestigious label when we talk about product safety. OEKO-TEX standard, which started by OEKO-TEX in 1992. This is basically product certification, where we test the product and then we certify it. We test these products for the harmful chemicals. So when we say a product is OEKO-TEX standard 100 certified, it means that this product is safe to use. There is no harmful chemical in this product. Each individual component of this product is being tested rigorously for the harmful chemicals. So that's why consumer, they do have belief in this certification, because they know, they understand that the product which they are buying, which is having a label of OEKO-TEX standard 100, it is being tested and this product is safe to use. So this OEKO-TEX standard 100, basically, as I said, when we test a product for the harmful chemicals, we issue this certificate for OEKO-TEX standard 100. And this OEKO-TEX basically covers a lot of regulations. It covers REACH regulation of Europe, it covers CPSIA regulation from Europe, and also it covers all the legal requirement of European countries, and also GB standards from China. So there are a lot of regulations which are already covered in a OEKO-TEX certified product. So when we say a product is OEKO-TEX certified, it means this product is already complied to all the requirement, all the legal requirement of Europe and US and many countries. So that's why consumers and the brands, they have believed that this product is complied to all the regulatory requirement and it is safe to use. And as I said, this product is basically complied to the regulatory requirements. So if there is any change in any regulation, that is being updated in the OEKO-TEX. So every year in Apparel, every year we update this OEKO-TEX standard. And if there is any change in any regulation, any standard, it is being updated in OEKO-TEX. So what are the basic elements of OEKO-TEX standard 100? First of all, as I said, this certification covers all the regulatory requirements and all the brands, they are using this label because it covers these legal requirement of their individual country. So this standard is basically, it has been standardized worldwide. And secondly, the certification is provided by the independent OEKO-TEX test institutes. And then once we certify the product, we issue a certificate for 1 year, and then next year we have to assess the product again, we have to test it again, and then we issue the certificate for the renewal of that particular certificate. And when we have this OEKO-TEX certificate, which started in 1992 with standard 100, the certification system itself has evolved. There are a lot of certifications now, and every individual component, every individual chemical is being certified now. So when we have a final product, so individual component of this final product can have their own certificates. So this has become a modular system now. It is not required that the final product will completely go for testing. Individual component of a final garment, let's say fabric and trims, and I would say a swing thread, zipper, button, dyeing, printing, each individual component and process can have their own certificate. So that's why it has become a modular system now, and then final product doesn't need the complete testing as for itself. To control this OEKO-TEX certificate, we conduct audit of the factory, audit of the this particular manufacturing unit where this certification is being done. And also, to control it, there is a control test in it, in the certification system, where we pick a product from the stores and then check it randomly and try to verify whether this product is actually complying the requirement of OEKO-TEX or not. So OEKO-TEX itself tries to certify the product and try to control it throughout the year, so that there should not be any issues with the product which is being manufactured and labeled as OEKO-TEX. So when a product is OEKO-TEX standard 100 certified, so it shows a complete traceability to the OEKO-TEX institutes, that from where the fabric is being bought, from where the trims are being purchased. So there is a traceability in the system. And when you approach for this OEKO-TEX standard 100 certificate, you basically have an operational quality management itself, when you are trying to manage and this certification, and then you have its own quality system, so that you can achieve this OEKO-TEX standard 100. When we certify the product, we certify it with number of product classes. We have 4 product class. Product class 1 is for the product which are for the babies, that is less than 3 years. Then we do have a product class 2, which is for the product which are in direct contact with the skin, and this is for about 3 years of age. Then we have product class 3, which is for the articles which are not in direct contact with the skin. And let's say, like, for example, if I give you like overcoats, jackets, they are not in direct contact with the skin, so they go for product class 3. Then product class 4 is for the furnishing and decorative products. So this is basically a requirement of a product itself. You will have to decide what kind of product you are manufacturing. Let's say if you are manufacturing only ladies garment which are for the adults, so you can go for product class 2. But if you have your product categories where you do for babies also, and men's and women, and you do all kind of categories, so in that case you should go for product class 1. And we have to understand that product class 1, which is for babies, it has the most stringent requirement, because we know that the skin of babies is most sensitive. So the chemical requirement, the limit values are most stringent among these 4 product classes. So if you are complied to product class 1, it means that your product is complied to all the product classes. So you have to decide it what kind of product categories you are manufacturing, and then you can go for product class accordingly. Then another component of this certification is annexure. When OEKO-TEX started in 1992, it started with one particular annexure, which is a list of chemicals. So where according to this list, we test the product and then certify it. But there are some brands who requested us that they want some stringent quality. So there is another annexure which is being developed, which is called annexure 6. So there are some additional chemical, and the limit value of the chemical in annexure 6 are more stringent as compared to annexure 4. So annexure 4 and annexure 6 are basically list of chemicals and the limit values. So what kind of annexure you should go? It is basically requirement of your buyer, your brand, or your quality. What kind of quality you would like to maintain? What kind of quality your brand would like to maintain? If you would like to go for annexure 6, then of course you comply to annexure 4 as well. So this is basically a requirement of your product quality, and product class is a requirement of the product itself, what kind of product you are manufacturing. But annexures, you can decide as per the requirement of your buyer that for which particular annexure you should go. So when we say which chemicals we test, so I would say there are more than 1,000 harmful chemicals which we test in OEKO-TEX standard 100. So these chemicals are legally banned, which are basically banned in individual countries or as per one particular regulation. And then there are some chemicals which are not legally banned, but they are harmful to the health. They are also covered in OEKO-TEX. There are some special finishes which are applied to the textile products. So these are also being covered in OEKO-TEX standard 100. So when we say what do we test more than 1,000 harmful chemicals, and that's why consumers and brands, they do have belief in this product, that when a product is OEKO-TEX certified, it is being tested rigorously for all these chemicals. And of course, this list is being updated every year as per the regulation. If there is any SVSC which is being included in REACH, that will automatically updated in OEKO-TEX standard 100. So as I initially said, when a product is OEKO-TEX standard 100 certified, it means that each individual component of this product is being tested and certified as per OEKO-TEX standard 100. So we understand that when a product is OEKO-TEX certified, it means we have completely removed the harmful chemicals from the textile supply chain. So individual component, that could be fiber, yarn, fabric, lining, thread, label, any accessory, every component is free from harmful chemicals when a final product is being labeled as OEKO-TEX standard 100. So with some example, we will understand how do we do it. Let's say if I am a supplier where I do have some of my my vendors from which I am sourcing some material. So if I do have 4 of my vendor where all 4 are OEKO-TEX certified, let's say if I am buying a fabric which is OEKO-TEX certified, I am buying stitching thread which is also OEKO-TEX certified, labels which are also OEKO-TEX certified, and a printer which is also OEKO-TEX certified. So in that case, when I am purchasing all the OEKO-TEX certified material for my final product, for my garment, in that case all of my components are OEKO-TEX certified. So there should not be any further testing for my garment, because I am just assembling these individual components to make a final product. But of course, because I am converting all these components into another form of a product like a garment, so in that case the garment of course needs individual certificate for this particular product. Of course, we cannot use OEKO-TEX certificate of fabric or stitching thread label for this garment, because garment is a new product. So this new product garment of course will have to go for a certification, but there will not be any further testing if all the component which I am sourcing to make this final product are OEKO-TEX certified. So there will not be any testing. In another case, if I do have, let's say if I have I would say 6 suppliers of my to make a final product, and out of these 6, 4 are already OEKO-TEX certified and 2 are not certified, they do not have OEKO-TEX certificate for their product. So in that case, for a certification of my garment, only those components which are not certified will go for the testing in the OEKO-TEX certification. So I will have to pay, of course, as a garment manufacturer, I will have to pay a testing cost of those uncertified material. So for a garment manufacturer, it is always advised that you should purchase all the certified raw material. And because as we have already certified a lot of manufacturers in India, you can easily source these certified suppliers throughout India. You can source certified fabric, certified yarn, and fiber, trims, individual component you can source which is OEKO-TEX certified. Because you are not a fabric manufacturer, so you should not pay a testing for your fabric, right? The fabric manufacturer should pay a testing for its own product. So as a garment manufacturer, until unless you have any of your process, if you do not have any dyeing, any printing, why should you pay for a testing which you are not doing? So it is always advised, suggested that you should buy a certified material and you should pay a certification cost for your own product only. So I'll just brief about the certification process, how it is being done. So there's an applicant and the institute, which is Hohenstein in this case. So you will have to give us an application form, and according to this, we will ask you the representative samples and the documents. And according to your application form, we will make a test plan, like which test are required to be conducted on your product, if it is required at all. So in that case, we will send all these samples to Germany for testing. And once your samples are passed, we issue a certificate of OEKO-TEX for 1 year. In case if there is any failure, so if there is any particular fabric, let's say a red color fabric is being failed in any particular parameter, so that red color sample will again be tested. We will request you that you will have to submit only that particular fabric, and we will test only that particular failed parameter again. Once it is passed, then we will issue a certificate for 1 year. And we would request you that if whatever the improvement actions you have done on this particular fabric, you will have to apply on the bulk production as well. So this is how this certification is being done. The process is simple. The only thing is the documents, which kind of documents which we need. Let's say if you say you are purchasing certified fabric, so you will have to show that the fabric is certified. You will have to provide us a certificate of the fabric manufacturer, and again you will have to show that you are actually purchasing the material. So you will have to show us some invoices also that you have purchased this certified fabric from this certified manufacturer. So what makes OEKO-TEX different from like other standards? First of all, it is being, it is based on the component which is being tested for RSL, restricted substances, the harmful chemicals. So we test this product for harmful chemicals. Then we also conduct an on-site audit where the auditor verifies the complete supply chain. We verify the traceability of a certified product, and the certificate which we issue, these are traceable. There is a website of oekotex.com where you can verify that particular certificate is valid or not. You can actually verify this from a website of oekotex.com. And then of course there are thousands of material which we have already certified. So you do have a choice. You can go to the website and source the certified material from where you can just filter it as per your requirement, and you can source this certified material from the list of certified vendors which we have. And again, because we do have experience of past 30 years in this certification, OEKO-TEX, which started in 1992. So there is a brand image of OEKO-TEX itself, which is basically, helping you to basically, having your own brand image when you associate with OEKO-TEX. So because, there are a lot of brands who are endorsing OEKO-TEX. Consumers in Europe and US, they are also having a trust in OEKO-TEX system. So when OEKO-TEX label is attached to your product, your brand image also increases with OEKO-TEX. So this is basically a timeline how OEKO-TEX evolved in past 30 years. It started with OEKO-TEX standard 100. Then, in standard 100, we basically tested a product for harmful chemicals where we certify this product. This is a product certification. But to have a sustainability in the textile supply chain, it is not only the product should be safe, the manufacturing process should also be safe. The manufacturing process should also be sustainable. So we started another certification, which is STEP, Sustainable Textile Production, where we verify the manufacturing process of a factory. So this is a certification for the factory, which is actually supporting OEKO-TEX to achieve the sustainability goals of a textile manufacturer. So when we have a OEKO-TEX certificate of a product and a process, then we issue another label which is made in green. Made in green is basically a label which is being provided to a manufacturer who has its product which is certified and the process both are certified. Then afterwards, OEKO-TEX realized that it's not only the final product or the manufacturing process. We should go back to the roots. So we started this OEKO-TEX certification for the chemicals, which are the input material. So there is Eco Passport certificate, which we started in 2016. This is for the input chemicals. So all these dyes, all these printing inks, all these auxiliaries which we are sourcing, these are being certified with Eco Passport certificate. So with these certification for the product, process, input materials, we basically try to achieve sustainability in the complete supply chain. Then later on in 2017, we started another certificate which is for the leather products. Earlier, leather products were being tested with textile standard, but of course, we understand the leather is a totally different product. So there are garment manufacturers who are making the product of leathers. So they will go for a certificate which is called leather standard. Then we started another certificate, responsible business. This is more focused on responsible manufacturing process and responsible sourcing in the business. So this was started in 2022. Then last year we started OEKO-TEX organic cotton. As OEKO-TEX entered into this organic system, where there have been issues with the past certification bodies with organic cotton. So OEKO-TEX decided to enter this, and there were some limitations in the previous system which OEKO-TEX tries to overcome and try to make this system more sustainable, and where brands they do have believe in OEKO-TEX organic cotton. So I'll just discuss one by one in brief, just to understand that how sustainability is being achieved throughout the supply chain with individual products. So OEKO-TEX Eco Passport, as I said, this is for the chemicals. So all the chemicals which you are sourcing in a manufacturing process, they will go for Eco Passport certificate. So as we know, there are chemicals which we source. We can have a composition. Let's say there are ABC chemicals, ABC, which is made of ABC compounds.
Mr. Kumar, Mr.
Yes.
Kumar, sorry to interrupt you here. Instead of going into the technicalities, I request you focus only on the broader major points.
Yeah, I know.
Because we have limited time.
I understand.
Thank you.
I understand. So I'm just giving it a brief. So that's why but we tested a chemical, there are we see there's a percentage, but there are impurities as well, and these impurities are in a higher ppm value when we see as per the regulation. So we certify these chemicals with a self assessment, where a manufacturer basically assess the product with a self assessment, and then we conduct the audit of these chemical factories and these chemical manufacturers, where we basically, after this audit, we basically give them a certification of Eco Passport. Then leather, as I said, leather is a different kind of product. OEKO-TEX started this certification for the leather, where the product and process both are different. As far as the textile and leather are concerned, there are different methods, there are different limit values. So there's a different product certification for leather items. So if you have a leather jacket, let's say, then in that case, of course, the leather material will go for leather certification, leather standard. And if there are some other material, let's say prints and zippers, other accessories, they will go for like OEKO-TEX standard 100 certificate. So in a final product, leather will go with the leather standard, and other accessory will go for leather, with a standard 100 certificate. So as I initially said, we have developed a modular system. So in a final product, so you can source all of your components which are already OEKO-TEX certified. You can source buttons which are OEKO-TEX certified, zippers, leather material, lining, even chemicals which you are sourcing, they can be Eco Passport certified. So the basically, the most important thing in OEKO-TEX modular system is this: the cost of this certification is being divided throughout the textile supply chain. The fabric manufacturer has certified its fabric and has already paid a testing cost of its fabric. And then button manufacturer has its own certificate. They have paid a certification cost for their own product. So the cost is being divided throughout the supply chain, and the final product manufacturer will only have to pay for its final product, where there should not be any further testing if they are basically sourcing all the material which are already OEKO-TEX certified. So then STEP, as I said, STEP, sustainable textile production, as OEKO-TEX basically supporting the sustainability goals in the supply chain. The STEP is basically the most important aspect when we talk about OEKO-TEX standard. OEKO-TEX, in OEKO-TEX STEP, we basically audit a factory and verifies 6 modules where we verify environmental performance, health and safety, social responsibility, environmental management, quality management, and chemical management. So we basically verify and assess this particular factory for these 6 modules. When we say environmental performance, we basically see if there are efficient use of resources or not, whether there is a we are measuring these carbon footprints or water footprints or not, we are using the best available techniques in our production process or not. So we have to verify a factory and audit this factory as far as the environmental performance is concerned. Then for environmental management, we see whether there are you do have any individual certification for the environment management or not. Do you have a representative who is basically having this environmental management documentation or not, or there are continuous improvement measures for this environment management or not. So we verify this factory for this particular module in this STEP certification. Then for the quality management, of course, there has to be a quality system in the process. There has to be a traceability. You should have a traceability for your own product. Like if you are manufacturing a product, from where this product is being sourced, you should have a complete traceability. There has to be risk management. And of course, if there is any issue, there should be corrective action plan for any kind of situation. So we have to verify the quality management system of a factory when we go for STEP certificate. Then in health and safety, of course, we have to measure whether the laborers which are working with the factory, whether we are providing them the complete protection or not, whether we are having our working conditions are safe for them, whether we are providing them all kind of systems which are required for them for their own protection. So, and if there is a safety training for the labor, for the workers, for individual employees or not. So a factory is being monitored and being audited with this health and safety module. Then social responsibility, which is also an important aspect. We are always following this, but of course in STEP certification, we again verify whether you are actually following these norms or not, whether there are fair wages for the laborers, if we are providing the training opportunities to the laborers, and what kind of management we have and what kind of system we have for our employees. The social responsibility is basically an important aspect of any factory. So STEP also verifies the social responsibility in this certification system. Then chemical management. In chemical management, of course, the chemicals which you are using, whether you do have a proper management for them, you do have all the safety data sheet of these chemicals, because you will have to understand the chemical which are being sourced. You should know whether these chemicals are also compatible with each other or not, whether you are already providing all the preventions like for the accidents that could happen because of these chemicals which we are using. So a chemical management is very important in any factory. So it is also being audited in a STEP certification system. So when we say that sustainability in a factory, so this STEP certification basically supports you, where it verifies for all these 6 modules, but there are of course some exclusion criteria you should comply. Let's say in any module you can see, let's say in health and safety, you should not have any blocked emergency exit. Let's say if we go and see there's an emergency exit, but it is being blocked by the cartons. So if it is already being blocked, so it cannot be an emergency exit, right? So there should not be a child labor. There should be a chemical inventory which should be maintained, right? So these are some exclusion criteria, which is being which you should basically comply. If you do not comply this, then then you basically do not have you cannot have this step certificate. So finally, we do have this certificate made in green, which is just I would say a combination of product certification and step certification. So once you have a standard certificate and step certificate, you can get this made in green label. This made in green label is very much famous in among the brands, because it actually shows that the product is being made in an environment friendly conditions, the product is safe to use, and there is a transparency in the supply chain. So there is a QR code from which you can actually see the complete supply chain, and there is a complete transparency provided with this label. So these are some examples, like how can we track this. Once you have this QR code, you can see there are from where this product is being sourced, where this product is being manufactured. So this particular label, there are a lot of brands who are actually requesting this made in green label in for their product. And these basically the certificates which we have, they are integrated with each other. Each certificate support another certificate. Eco Passport support STEP and Standard 100. Standard 100 supports made in green, and STEP also supports made in green. So these are already integrated with each other. So finally, the latest certificate, which is I just would like to introduce. This is OEKO-TEX organic cotton. When OEKO-TEX entered in this system, where we provided certification for the organic product. There are brands who wants to source organic product, but because of some issues in the past, the image of India is being shattered in the international market because of some issues about organic cotton. So OEKO-TEX decided to enter in the system, and where we basically certify the product with our testing method and our documentation process. So this is again an input control. And when we say the OEKO-TEX organic cotton certification, it starts with the, of course, the genus, the seeds, the growth of organic cotton in when we have an agriculture system. So there are some certificates for the field itself, and then in OEKO-TEX basically we start this certification from the ginning level, where we test the organic cotton for GMO, and then we issue a certificate. The important thing in OEKO-TEX organic cotton is it is based on the testing plus mass balancing. So how much cotton is being grown, how much cotton is being exported, we have to maintain the mass balancing, which was basically issued in the previous system. So this is just some information that what kind of certificates we provide. Like organic cotton, when if it is 100% organic, we issue a certificate which is of OEKO-TEX organic cotton. Then OEKO-TEX blended, basically it is being provided. So we will issue a OEKO-TEX blended certificate if there is a blend with organic cotton, and if organic cotton is less than 70%, we will issue only OEKO-TEX standard 100. So this certificate is basically another step for the sustainability, and which basically verifies the product from farm to the final product. The testing of this organic cotton is based on the RT-PCR method, where we test for GMO, and where we actually see what is the percentage of genetically modified organism in this final product. So this is same method which is being done for in a blood test, which is basically for the DNA. So finally, with OEKO-TEX, it is based on 4 guiding principles. I would say there is a traceability, reliability, transparency, and confidence. We do have a traceability in the system. We do have a transparency in the supply chain, and the reliability, because we do have the experience of these 30 years. So there is a confidence in this system, and the consumers, brands, they believe in OEKO-TEX system for their product, for their process. So these are just some examples. There are brands who are endorsing OEKO-TEX, and There are a lot of brands, this Target, Messi, Hannah Anderson. These are just some examples. There are more than 100 brands who are endorsing OEKO-TEX certification system. So OEKO-TEX also flies highs with American Airlines and Alaska Airlines. You know, these airlines, they want their uniform, which should be OEKO-TEX certified. So this is another good example how the brands like these American Airlines and Alaska Airlines, they are looking towards the certification system, and they do also have belief in the product. And finally, P&G also, they are having this certificate for their product. So these brands which are having this confidence, we are moving forward with this and try to help our textile manufacturing industry in India, so that we can support them, and so that these brands can have confidence in the product which are being manufactured in India, and we are there to support our Indian textile industry with our network around the world. So with this, I'll just close this. This system, it's simple. It is based on the product testing. The traceability is the most important factor, because the brands and these retailers, they always look towards the transparency in the supply chain and the product safety, which is being provided by OEKO-TEX. So OEKO-TEX helping industry to achieve their sustainability goals with the product and the process which is safe for the environment and for the people. Yeah, with this I end my presentation. If you guys have any questions, you can always ask this.
Thank you, Mr. Kuvar Venkatesh. This was really very informative. Now I request members to ask questions. I can see Mr. Gupta from PPC. Gupta ji.
Hello. 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 Mic on. Mic on. Unmute somebody.
Yes, Gupta ji, we can hear
Hello.
you. Mr. Kuvar Venkatesh, please.
Yes, sir.
Please switch off your presentation and turn on the video.
Okay, okay.
Hello.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yes, Mr. Gupta.
Yes, sir. Please go ahead.
Mr. Gupta, please go ahead. Please ask your question.
Yes, I would like to know whether we can go for specific styles and
Sir, actually, OEKO-TEX.
how quickly we can get the certificate, sir.
Okay, sir. Actually, OEKO-TEX basically certifies the complete
Hello.
product category. It's not for particular style or any particular shipment. Let's say if you are making products which are for ladies and men's, so we will certify these garment categories. Let's say if you are manufacturing shirt, t-shirt, pants, trousers, dresses, so we will certify these individual categories, and then all the product which are being manufactured under these category will be considered as a certified product, and you can label all these products throughout the year. For one particular year we issue this certificate. And how fast you can get a certificate, it totally depends on your product supply chain. If there is no testing required as such, let's say if I consider an ideal case that all of your component which you are sourcing, your fabric, trims, everything is OEKO-TEX certified, and there is no further testing required as such, so you can get OEKO-TEX certificate within 3 weeks. But it totally depends how fast you give us the document. Once we have all the documents and samples with us, then in 3 weeks you can get your certificate if there is no testing required for your product.
Mr. Kamal Arya?
Yeah, hi. I have actually a couple of questions. First is like for a GOTS product, we are already GOTS certified. So my question is a GOTS product already OEKO-TEX certified in the sense that in terms of the harmful chemicals not being used, or how is it? How would you classify a GOTS
No,
product?
sir. Actually, GOTS and OEKO-TEX are totally two different certification system. Like it is not like one is complied with other. If you have OEKO-TEX, it doesn't mean it complies the GOTS requirement, or if it is GOTS certified, it doesn't mean that it covers OEKO-TEX. These are totally different system, and individual have its own testing requirement as per which we test the product and then certify it.
But isn't it that when a GOTS certified, say for example, a fabric which is being dyed in a GOTS certified mill, they are already not using any harmful chemicals?
So harmful chemical is one thing, but
Yeah.
in OEKO-TEX, as I said, there are a lot of chemicals. It's not only harmful which are legally banned, but there are chemicals which are not legally banned, but they could be harmful to the health, right? So RSL, which we say restricted substance list, it is different for individual system. One buyer can have its own RSL, restricted substance list, which he can say, I have these 10 chemicals which are harmful, so I want only these 10 chemicals. Another buyer can have a list of 20 chemicals which he says these are harmful to the health, right? So these harmful chemicals, there is not a fixed list. So individual system has its own parameter according to which they test. OEKO-TEX tested as per all the regulatory requirements, and other chemicals which are not regulatory but also could be harmful to the health. So these are two different systems which are being.
But based on your experience, do you think OEKO-TEX certified product covers more harmful chemicals than GOTS?
Yes, sir. That's why I said OEKO-TEX covers basically number of regulations. So it means OEKO-TEX is a broader certification system, I would say. And GOTS is basically focused on only organic product, right? But OEKO-TEX is based on a certification for individual product. That could be from cotton, that could be from polyester, that could be recycled material also. We are also certifying the recycled because we are promoting circularity in the supply chain. So we are certifying the recycled product also.
Another question is that if, for example, like you said, that a particular product category can be OEKO-TEX certified for a whole year in a factory. Like if say, for example, I would like to get a knitted product for women's wear certified for the whole year as OEKO-TEX, which means whatever we make for women's wear in knitted has to be OEKO-TEX certified.
So it is totally up to you what kind of product you are manufacturing. Let's say if I cover only knitted products in my certification system, and let's say if I cover cotton knitted products with reactive dyed and printed, pigment printed, and with some accessories. So all the products which I am manufacturing using these components, these process and this composition should be OEKO-TEX certified. But if I am manufacturing another knitted product, but not with cotton, if I am making it with let's say with viscose or a cotton viscose, right? So that will not be considered as a certified product because this is not covered in my certification scope.
So which means I can have multiple products being made in my factory. Like say we are talking about say knitted product for women's wear, but one product cannot be certified and one product can be certified. So I can simultaneously produce all these products in the factory.
Of course. Let's say if I have a buyer who has a requirement for knitted products and who wants OEKO-TEX certificate, so I can have a certificate for my knitted products. Again, parallelly, I am working on woven products as well. So I can keep on manufacturing woven products, but of course, I will not put a OEKO-TEX label on these products, but I can work on any product. So this is your choice, not an issue at all.
Another question is that like, does OEKO-TEX work on the gray yarns and fabrics also? Does that also cover? I mean,
yes, sir. Of course, even gray yarn also. When we say a gray yarn, we consider that this is a natural yarn. This is cotton, which is a gray. There is no chemical dyed on it. But you know, when we have a gray product, when we have a yarn, a natural yarn, it is also there are harmful chemicals which are also present in it. It comes from the earth itself, from the soil itself. There are heavy metals which basically induced in this cotton yarn from the earth. When we apply water to the field, the APO can also be induced in this gray cotton yarn. So of course we go for gray yarn certification as well.
If we go for the certification, will we have access to all the OEKO-TEX yarn and fabric gray suppliers as well?
Access means I did
Access
not.
to the data where we can purchase it from.
Yes, of course. As I said, there is a website oekotex.com, and which is an open portal. You can always go to this website and filter as per your requirement, your country, that any particular product you can filter, and you can see from which you can source it. There's a list of certified vendor on the website.
So non-members can also access.
Yeah, anybody can access it. This is an
Actually, I have many more questions. So will it be possible?
I know, I can understand. We can connect, and any point of you can drop an email. After this, we can also share the email ID as well. You can always ask us, and we can always connect.
Because
No
I am
problem
serious
at all.
about this certification. I have tons of questions, so which
I know. I would
other
be really
members
happy. I would be
also want
really
to
happy
ask
to
questions.
answer.
So I would like to give them a chance to ask their questions.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so
Miss-
much.
Mr. Vijay? Mr. Vijay from Texim?
Hello, can you hear me, sir? Now?
Yes,
Yes.
sir, we can hear you.
Sir, in OEKO-TEX, is there any specific class for recycled product also there, and how to classify that recycled product? Suppose if you want to add it in the OEKO-TEX certification, sir.
Sir, OEKO-TEX has basically separated a virgin product and a recycled product. So virgin product will have its own certificate, and recycled product will go for its own certificate. But yes, recycle, the system is same, the process is same. You will have to provide your process, your supply chain, from where you are sourcing the recycled material, what are the component you are using, what are the final product you are manufacturing, and the recycled product can also have OEKO-TEX certificate. It is also based on the same testing of harmful chemicals in the recycled product.
Check our suppliers are
Okay.
Miss Sanchita Singh?
Hi, my question is that so we are just starting to do exports. We've currently only started through Amazon, and we're looking for other means as well. So we have been asked to get CPC certificate and a couple of ASTM done. Now, for us, in order of priority, will this particular test be important right now, or should we first get CPC because that's absolutely compulsory to sell in the US, and then maybe we can later on think about these tests?
See, if you are a garment manufacturer and if you are targeting any particular export market, if you are targeting Europe and US especially, so all these brands, they are looking towards a certified product, which is basically a product which is tested for harmful chemical. And OEKO-TEX standard 100 is the most renowned label in Europe and US. And you should, I would suggest you that you should always go for it. There are two types of ways to do a business. Maybe you can wait for a requirement that if it comes to you, and then you can do the business. Or secondly, maybe you can get one basic standard, one basic certification with you, and then you approach to the brand. Because being a brand, if I do have a choice of my 5 vendors, and out of which one is OEKO-TEX certified, or I would say 3 are OEKO-TEX certified and 2 are not, I would always prefer the certified vendor, because my risk is reduced in that case. So for a brand, it is very important to reduce their own risk, and a brand image is very important. So they always look towards the product which are already having a certificate, and OEKO-TEX is basically the basic certificate, I would say, when we talk about the product safety.
Got it. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Mr. Ravi Selvam?
Yeah, Mr. Gunwar, I have a question. We have a OEKO-TEX certificate already
Right, sir.
for our company, and our client, they asked for, we are doing a recycled product also to them.
Okay.
So they want this scope recycled to be added in OEKO-TEX. Is it
Okay.
possible to add in the same certificate, or we have to take a new one for the
No,
GRS
sir.
product?
If you are having a certificate of OEKO-TEX for the virgin product, let's say for virgin polyester, if you have a certificate, and now you want a certificate for the recycled polyester. So as I said, OEKO-TEX has separated recycled product from the virgin. So you will have to go for a separate certificate for the recycled product, because for the recycled product, we are also issuing a hand tag which says that this product is recycled. So in that case, that basically gives you another label like how you can promote recycled product in your garment. So there is a separate certificate, but of course this would be similar process with the virgin certification system.
Okay, right. Yes.
Mr. Sampath Kumar.
Hi, this is Sampath. Actually, we have applied for the OEKO-TEX certificate with Hohenstein.
Okay.
It's almost 3 months, but I didn't get the certificate. The process is still going on.
I understand.
So
may I know where you have applied?
Tirupur.
Okay, so I'll just check first of all, but just to give an idea, see, OEKO-TEX basically gives the certificate once we have the complete documentation. What happens sometimes when we apply for a OEKO-TEX certification for our product, let's say being a garment manufacturer, I do have like 50 suppliers for which I buy fabric, I buy trims, I do dyeing and printing. So in OEKO-TEX, to maintain the traceability of the product, we need complete documentation. We need certificate of individual certified vendor. Also, we need like a tax invoice, whether you actually purchase the material or not. And also, if you are buying a product from a trader, so there has to be complete traceability. Let's say fabric goes to the trader and then it comes to you. So we should know whether the trader is actually buying this right material from the manufacturer or not. So there are a lot of documentation sometimes we need. I understand that could be the case, but if it's still, if there is any other issue, I can check with the team in Tripur if you do have. But if you have any other like issues which is being faced, like
actually no, frankly speaking, the service level was very slow.
I understand.
Whatever we have submitted at the documents, they have come back with the queries. After continuous follow-up also.
See, I know, I can understand there are a lot of queries because you know OEKO-TEX is a you know the kind of label which we provide. It needs a lot of verification because we do not want to take any risk when we talk about sustainability, because brands, they do have.
No, I am clear on that. But whatever clarification, when we submit within a week, if we get back with the queries, and we can close it. Right. But you were taking it more than 2 months to come back with the queries.
That I will check, sir. I don't know what could be the reason. That I will definitely check. I'm really sorry for this, for the inconvenience. That could be any case with any system.
You should have a time bound. You should have a time bound.
Yes, Mr. Kumar, these things should be taken on priority because these days standards and compliance are becoming increasingly important, and European buyers and they don't wait actually.
Right, sir. Right.
So timely delivery is very important in the garment business.
I know, I understand, sir.
No,
sure, I will get into it. Sure.
I just want to bring to your notice that.
No, that's fine. This is important.
I didn't want to embarrass you. But I want to bring to your notice that we have committed a OEKO-TEX label to the customer for a specific order, considering the lead time. Since there is a delay in issuing of the certificate, now again I have to go back to customer saying that I cannot provide the label, and with a sorry face I have to go back to them.
I know, I'm really sorry for this inconvenience, but I will get into it. Surely, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Radhakrishnan. Mr. Radhakrishnan Sundar?
Yeah, fine. Like, so good evening. This is Radhakrishnan. So one of my friend is going to start, which is in progress in the domestic brand, which is in children category product. So he need complete OEKO-TEX certificate. Is this possible to mention the OEKO-TEX certificate in the domestic market also? Because supply chain customers like his clients or have a OEKO-TEX certificate for particular like printing and dyeing mills and all, they have OEKO-TEX certificate, but he requires somewhat a complete product OEKO-TEX certificate, and which it may help for the domestic market also, which is only applicable for the export orders.
Okay, see, first of all, if let's say if your the product has 5 components, and out of which, as you said, 3 are certified and 2 are not certified, which you could not find as a certified material. So in your certification for your final product, those two components will go for testing. You can always go for testing, but of course there would be a cost of testing in a garment when you have uncertified material. So you can always have a, see, of course sometimes you cannot get any certified item, and or you are working with a vendor which is not certified, but you do not want to shift from one vendor to another, so you always want to work with him. So in that case, that material can go for testing for a certification system, and you can get a certificate, of course. But and secondly, as you said, you can have a certificate for your product, but this certification is basically helping you to manufacture a product which is free from harmful chemicals. See, we have to understand, it is not only for the brands, but the kind of product we are manufacturing, that should be safe for the consumer, being it European customer or an Indian consumer. If I'm manufacturing for an Indian consumer, I will feel that even my Indian consumer should get a product which is free from harmful chemicals. Although we do not have any particular standard as such in India, but yes, for my Indian customer, I would also go for a certified product, that the consumer in India should also get a quality product and a certified product.
Okay, thank you. And one more question also from my end. So for printing and dyeing, mills have the OEKO-TEX certificate. Now for the complete product does not have, as I said, like trims and all, does not have any OEKO-TEX certificates and all. So based on the printing or dyeing OEKO-TEX certificate, should we mention or display the OEKO-TEX certificate while selling to the market in a e-commerce group, I mean e-commerce sector?
No, sir. Actually, what happens when you are selling a final product as a garment, let's say, and some of your components are OEKO-TEX certified, not all of them. First of all, your final product doesn't have any certificate as such, right? Only your component has its own certificate. So you cannot use the certificate of these component as for your final product. If my fabric is certified, I cannot claim that my garment is also certified, because garment is a different kind of product, fabric is a different kind of product category. So I cannot use a certificate of fabric on my garment, or I cannot use it that this final product is also OEKO-TEX certified, because there are other components also apart from fabric. There are trims as well, there are swing thread, there could be any further processing also, right? So we cannot claim any certified label on this final product if only components are certified. As I said, there should be a license for the final product also.
Thank you.
Yeah,
We are
well, understand. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. We are already overshooting the time, and I request members to directly contact with the Hohenstein team as well as AEPC on further questions. I also thank Kumar Venkateshwar and Hohenstein team for this wonderful webinar. This was really very informative.
Saurabh, can we have the email ID?
Yes.
Can you put it in the chat box, please?
Yes.
Yeah,
Hohenstein team, please.
Yeah, sure. My colleague Amrit will text the email
I
ID.
have actually, sir, I have shared Kumar sir's ID in the chat.
But
Yes.
before we close the webinar, I would like to make an announcement. In collaboration with Apparel, Made Up and Home Furnishing Sector Skill Council, AMHSSC, we will be organizing a number of seminars in different parts of India from 4th to 14th August on sustainability, traceability, and all the standards on these important issues. So I request members to join those seminars also and raise your queries on those platforms. Thank you. Thank you very much.